Okay, so good day. I'm doing a video lecture on the topic, the school as a social system. So before you could grasp this discussion, there is a need for you to watch first the video lecture on the different theories on the social dimensions of education because that's a prelude to this topic. So this is therefore as a substantiation of that topic. No? If you recall, therein we discussed the different theories. No? To mention some, we have the structural functionalism theory, no, and the conflict theories. No? So in this particular topic, we will be lifting up uh, or we will be looking into that topic as our sort of baseline. No? So for this topic, as mentioned, we will be looking into the very uh, part or role of the school, particularly in the society. And uh, here we consider the school as a social system. No? In fact, the school is considered as one of the social institutions. So herewith are the objectives. Now to start, we look into, as I mentioned earlier, the school as one of the social institutions. Okay? And as an institution, it is not merely for academic learning, no? But it is considered in general as a dynamic social system. No? And when we talk about the concept of dynamic, no, um, therefore, there are and there will always be changes, no, on the part of or metamorphosis on the part of the school as a social system. No? So not only as to structure, but even as to uh, siguro the processes, the mechanisms that it uses, no? In its attempt to concretize its functions, goals, and objectives, or the visions and the missions that it has as a social system or institution. Okay, so as an institution, and taking into consideration the structural functionalism theory, no, which was earlier discussed, okay, the school is considered as one that is composed of many distinct subsystems or parts. No? So remember, ang society has different social institutions or systems. No? The school is just but one of it. The family, which is considered as the most basic system or unit. No? The church, no? The government, no? um, um, politics or government, no, is also part of this system that we are talking about. No? And so is with the school. No? As a as a social system, it is composed of different subsystems, no? Or different structures. No? So ano-ano ang mga kasama dito, no? The different stakeholders that composes the school. Okay? So remember, um, what composes the school? We have the lineup of faculty or the roster of faculty, the administration or the administrative personnel, no? The student tree, no? Also form part of the um, composition or subsystem of the school. Okay? And we also have the community, no, the stakeholders, the different uh, um, government agencies or even non-government agencies to which the school links with, no, in terms of the carrying out of its activities as a learning or academic institution. Okay? So each of these structure, each of these systems or subsystems that compose the school has different roles. Diba? Ganun yung concept ng structural functionalism theory na it enlightens the functioning of the community, no, as that of the body, no, which has different parts, and that these different parts has different functions. Okay? So ganun din po sa school. The school is composed of different subsystems, and these different subsystems has different functions, no? Like the teacher, for example, is one of the compositions of the school. And what's the role of the teacher, no? The teacher serves as what? The frontliner, no? Academic frontliner, no? So the one that take charge of the instruction function of the school, even the research and extension function of the school is the teacher or the members of the instruction or the faculty members. Okay? Then, what about the students? What are your roles, no, in terms of the goals and objective of the schools? No? So I'm sure you know what your roles are. No? You are in the school to you serve you are actually the considered the center of the educative process, di ba? And being the center of the educative process, no? um, all the curricular program and even the support programs that are being crafted in the school are exclusively and purposefully for you. No? So it's up upon you to probably maximize or avail of these programs and services of the academic institution. Okay? So, if one of these parts or experiences, if one of these parts experiences problems or breakdown or does not carry out its functions, other independent, interdependent parts are affected. Because one of the key features of the school as a social system is interdependence. And hence, if there is interdependence, there would be connectedness of each of the parts. So that if one part does not function, then definitely the rest of the other parts are affected. So yun yung concept nito, guys. Okay? Ah, okay. So each part is dependent. So as I mentioned, the concept of interdependence. So as a social system, it comprises interconnected elements such as the individuals, the structures, and the culture, all working together to achieve educational and societal goals. So there is also such thing as organizational culture that perpetuates or that is manifested in the institution in schools, no? So we will be looking into this as we proceed on the subsequent slides. Now, what are the key features or characteristics of school as a social system? So one of which I already mentioned is interdependence, no? So schools consist of interdependent parts, no? The students, the teachers, the administrators, and all other stakeholders in the community. And all of these parts or structure of the school, no, do work collaboratively, no, to ensure that the goals and the objectives, the vision and mission of the school as a social institution are being concretized, no? And as I mentioned, in relation to the structural functionalism theory, no, should there be one part or structure that does not do its function, the tendency is that it will always have implications on the um, it will always redound onto the um, targets of the school or the goals of the school as an academic environment. Okay? So another is that it has defined structure. No? Schools have formal organizational frameworks. No? So if you happen to go to the administration building, there is a very big um, uh, you could see the organizational structure. No? Makikita ninyo yung organizational chart. No? In fact, even in our college, no, you could see the organizational chart. No? So it means that there is a formal structure, no, the flow of authority, no, uh, who who actually are given the authority, no, um, in terms of running the school, no, in terms of administration, no. So there is a hierarchy, no, that is being observed, so that in terms of the hierarchy, there would always be protocol as to communication and as practically to all processes, no, of the school, no, so that if and when, for example, the teacher wanted to communicate to the community, they cannot do so, no, especially if they are to represent the school. No, they cannot in any way do so without going through the process or the protocol, and that means that it has to pass through the appropriate authority. No, so kung halimbawa research ang kailangan, no, bago mag-come up ng research, no, ang isang faculty member, kapag ito ay external, no, kahit pa nga actually internal, dadaan po yan sa appropriate authority, no. Ang appropriate authority niyan syempre ay yung director for research. So it always has to, the communication has always to pass through the director of the research and eventually approved by the CEO, or even up to the level of the Vice President for Research and up unto the President. So merong structure, may hierarchy, may policy tayo ino-observe pagdating sa mga lahat ng proseso at lahat ng anumang bagay na makakaapekto sa programa at serbisyo ng paaralan. Okay? Social interaction. No? As a social system, there would always be social interactions. And hence, the flow of interaction could either be between students, no? Students with their co-students, students with that of their teachers, teachers with that of their co-teachers, teachers with that of their program coordinator, or one in the middle management, no? The dean, for example, and up to the higher levels of the hierarchy. No? So I'm sure you know what it meant by social interaction. Now, when do we interact? No, practically in terms of everything. So that, for example, when the teacher meets the student during a discussion, a lecture, or even applications of uh, the the contents, learning contents. No, there is interaction. When you do a collaborative task in your subject or in your courses, no, it is mandated that you have to interact with your co-students, no. When you have issues, no, with your teachers, no, the very proper person you should interact with, no, are your teachers. Kung sila ang issue nyo, no, wag kayong mag-post sa social media. Ah, may mga times na nagra-rant tayo sa social media, pero it will not in any way be resolved if your issue is your teacher. The very person whom you have problem with, no, would be the very person who could help you solve the problem. So that if your problem are your teachers, then the very best way, no, or the only most effective resolution would be for you to approach your teachers and not to post it to any social media, no, because that will not resolve the issue. Because social interaction would demand that you would always what sabi diyan, tingnan niyo, problem solving, no? So, kasama diyan yung issue niyo sa mga teachers niyo kung meron man. Okay? Culture. Um, Nabanggit ko kanina yung organizational culture. So, schools develop their own culture through shared values, norms, traditions, expectations, and even practices, no? So, one thing that makes up the culture of an organization are the very practices, no? So, yung norms, yung practices kung minsan nagiging part ng norms. Ano ba ang norms? These are the standard ways of behaving, and it always have to follow rules or ethics, no? The standard way of behavior, no? What is acceptable, what are not acceptable, no? So, um, kung minsan yung practices natin, yung kahit yung pagbabastos nyo sa mga teachers ninyo, kung minsan, ah, ah, nagiging part na ng norm yun. Bakit? Kasi nakakasanayan ninyo, no? Na parang ituring ninyong barka-barkada na lang ninyo yung teachers niyo. Kung minsan wala na yung line of authority, no, ng teacher kasi feeling ninyo anyway okay lang kay ma'am, okay lang kay sir. Kaya nagiging part na ng culture, no? Ano yung na-observe ko? Yun, yung especially so when your teachers um, interact with you in a friendly manner. Parang barka-barkada na lang kayo. Kung minsan, may mga narinig pa nga ako sa faculty room na, di ba, o par. Ang tawag sa inyo ay par. No? Okay? Kapag par, parang feeling nyo kumpare kayo or barka-barkada nyo lang yung teacher. Kaya okay lang siguro sa inyo na you talk with them casually, no? Like as if you are talking with your peers, no? So wala nang line of authority, no? Dahil doon, sabi nga nila, familiarity breeds contempt. Minsan, nagkakaroon na kayo ng pagkakataon na wala na kayong limit na babastos nyo na pala yung mga teachers nyo. No? Kasi akala nyo okay lang. No? Kasi culture na yun. Naging practice nyo na at katanggap-tanggap. No? Depende. No? Minsan, depende sa kung ano yung ini-exude ng teacher. No? I see that some of the teachers who are strict, no, you more likely yield unto them, no? You obey them, you give them the respect because most probably that teacher demands the respect, no? But to others, you seem to be very casual and friendly, and you forget the authority that the teacher still has upon you, no? Or still would have upon you, no? Okay. Culture din ba yung in terms of grades, no? Transactional yung way of trading, no? Like what do I observe, no? There appears to be some cases to which you transact with your teachers in terms of their grades just so because you wanted to have Latin honors, no? That is one thing that I also had observed and even had experienced, no? Um, uh, because of your preoccupation to become awardees. Bakit kaya? Because probably you go back into the bureaucratic educational practices, no? We focus more on the tangibles, no? Feeling natin na kapag tayo may award, yun ang measure ng kagalingan natin bilang estudyante, no? So, culture din ba yun? Most probably, no? It formed part of the shared values, no? Okay. As to whether this culture is healthy, well, it's up to you to gauge whether it's healthy or not. Okay? Now, what are the functions of schools as a social system? No, I think these are not new to you because when we introduced the course there had been a discussion on this already, no? So the school is the one that is in charge of education, primarily the very institution or unit of the society in charge of education, particularly formal education, is the school. Okay? Aside from education, the school also is an avenue for socialization. No? Is it not that apart from your family, most of the time, since during a day, most of the time you are in school, so the one that you socialize with or interact with are those in the school. Okay? Social integrations, social integration as well um, is one of the function of the school in relation to socialization. So schools must promote inclusivity, no, by helping diverse groups build relationships and navigate social dynamics. So the kind of social relationship that is observed in school depends on the dynamics or the practices o in terms of social interactions. No? Kaya kung minsan meron kayong guts na bastusin ang mga teachers nyo, ay kasi pakiramdam ninyo ay okay lang kasi yun yung dynamics, yun na yung na-establish na dynamics. Siguro in the past kasi meron kayong mga experiences na or majority of the teachers na na-encounter nyo ay okay lang naman na you deal with them casually. Kaya ganun na siguro ang na-establish na dynamics. Kaya ang tendency ay na-generalize nyo yun at ina-apply nyo yun sa mga subject teachers. Okay? Social placement. Schools identify individual talents. No? It is in school where we come to uh, identify who are good in this particular craft, no? Kaya nga 'di ba? Kapag singing, halimbawa, yung mga nagka-choir, pare-parehong mukha. Bakit? Kasi sila na yung nahon para doon. Okay? So ang tendency kung minsan ay meron ng mga identified based on our abilities, our aptitudes, no? May mga identified students, no? At sila lagi yung naisasabak, no? So pagdating sa leadership, halimbawa, no? You could see who are the potential leaders in the college, no? Pagdating sa socio-cultural, no? You could see who are these people who are involved in socio-cultural or even in sports or even in academics. No? Why? Because schools, part of its function is as if to identify and to mold or develop the different talents and skills of the students. Okay. Now, what are the goals of the school system or the goals of the school as a social system? No, it always would point unto what can schools do for the community or the society in general. What are the goals of the schools for it as an institution, and what are the goals of the schools for the students. So we look into this individually. So what are the goals of the schools, no, for the community, for the society, or even for the members of its instruction, or for the members of for the members of instruction, or for the educators. No? So we bring in the concept of the functionalist and the conflict theory in relation to this context, no? So sabi dyan, the functionalist approach sees its society as having certain goals for its educational system that ideally are put into practice in its schools and classrooms. And what, according to the functionalist theory, is the very role or important function of the school, no? Sabi dyan, to socialize the young to perform needed adult roles. Is it not that what one of those that we've learned in schools is this, no? So we socialize, we get to know what are our roles in the society, no? Through the discourses that we have in school, no? What else? Um, the goals give direction to the school. So what are the goals of the school for the community, no? And vice versa, no? The community for the school, no? So it's more of you see um, mutual kasi gano'n naman lagi, di ba? There would always be or there must be a mutual interconnection between the community and the school and that of the school to the community. So that if the community has plans, no, kung titingnan natin, bubusisiin natin ang mga developmental plans, strategic plans ng bawat um, municipality or kahit ang barangay, kasama lagi doon ang para sa school or para sa education. At pag ang schools naman, bubusisiin nyo ang kanilang developmental plans or ang kanilang strategic plans, kasama lagi din doon ang para sa community. So kung ano ang pwedeng magawa ng school para sa community. So it always would be a mutual interconnection or collaboration between the school and that of the community. Okay? On the other hand, pag sinabi naman natin conflict theory, no? Babalikan natin yung concept ng conflict theory, no? Na sabi nga, there would always be conflict or segregation on the social systems, no? So that if the school, we talk about the school, no? It is not exempted on this very fact, no? That there would always be what struggle for who must be on top in terms of power or authority. No? There would always be uh, social and racial segregation, no? Kahit sa school nangyayari din yan. Kung sino yung mga nangyayari ba yan? Meron bang discrimination? Like I don't know if you happen to see some sort of discrimination, but just try to contemplate or reflect on kapag ikaw ay mere student lang, hindi ka student leader, hindi ka performer. So in short, ikaw yung tipo ng estudyante na basta okay na sa'yo ang pumasok araw-araw at matuto araw-araw based sa iyong attendance or sa iyong presence sa iyong mga courses or subjects. As compared to kapag ikaw ay student leader, syempre kapag student leader ka, you rub elbows with professors or with middle managers like halimbawa deans, no? So kapag ikaw ay student leader, syempre you are in authority, you have the power, di ba? Um, meron bang makikita nyo ba na yung level ng esteem ng isang student leader as compared to an ordinary student ay iba, no? Like I noticed that, no? Like you try to observe the behavior of student leaders, no? Sorry to say no, pero yun nga there appears to be a sort of superiority. Meron bang superiority merong somewhat merong behavioral manifestations ng pagiging superior pag student leader ka, di ba? Hindi ko alam, pero yun ang napansin ko. Kasi tingnan ninyo, no? Syempre kasi meron kang authority over other students, di ba? So, siguro yun yung reason kung bakit, no? So, this particular population or group, I mean the student leaders, no, appear to be dominant as compared to ordinary students. No? So, meron ba silang advantage? Meron bang kakaibang advantage kapag ikaw ay student leader? Pwede, di ba? Bakit? Kasi you are in control of some of the aspects of the organization. Yeah? Like, for example, you are given the discretion to utilize fund. No? So, because of that, because of that authority given to you, you could malverse ba? Siyempre, that must not be an avenue for malversation, di ba? That must be an avenue for accountability, no? Pero, yun nga, because of the authority or the power given to you, as I mentioned, you have the power over the fund, no? And if that is so, then what should you do as a student leader? Sabi nga nila, to whom much is given in terms of power or authority, much is expected. No? So anyway, now we also have school goals. No? The stated goals of public schools are often different from the operational procedures which outline what is to happen and what programs are to be carried out in which school. So it always depends on to the school, no, in terms of what their manual of procedures, no, kung anong mga programs ang kanilang ino-offer, no? In fact, kahit yung DepEd to that of the CHED, no, I mean sa higher ed, basic education as compared to higher education, since there are differences in terms of the programs they offer, then definitely there would also be consequent differences as to their operational procedures. No? So, kahit mga processes. Pero syempre kapag government, ano yan, meron at merong point of intersection. Ibig sabihin, may mga pagkakataon na sa kanilang mga procedures and processes ay they share similarity. Okay? Then we also have, yan. But definitely the procedures would focus on curricular content, classroom style, and even organizational structure. Okay? So, uh, individual goals. So those who hold roles in schools are also likely to have different goals. No? So teachers, what are some of their individual goals apart from, of course, imparting you knowledge? Part also of the goals of teachers would be that along the process, they also develop professionally. No? So parents, ano ba mga goals kaya ng parents, no, in relation to school? Siguro, definitely that the school would serve as what? Um, a second home. No? Siyempre kapag sinabi mong second home, there would be inclusivity, there would be an atmosphere where the student are able to grow um, or to develop at the maximum, no? And katulad din ng home, no? Merong mga pagkakataon na merong mga conflicts, di ba? Kasi there's no such thing as perfect relationships, no? So parents, should there be some sort of issues or conflicts, no? There can also be expectations from the part of parents that at least they are informed and that they are involved. Okay? Students, ano ba ang goals nyo? Individual goals. Makatapos, no? Makatapos ng cum laude siguro. So, depende sa inyong motive, sa inyong motivation din. Okay? Now, what are the key elements of a school as a social system, no? So, one is structure. Bagit natin yan kanina, no? Other is an organizational framework. May hierarchy, may rules, may policies. No? Para saan ang structure? For a smooth operation. So that in case of grievances, meron kayong alam ninyo kung ano ang process, alam ninyo kung kanino kayo dapat mag-refer, no? In case of services, alam ninyo kung kanino nyo dapat i-request ang specific service na kailangan. Okay? Individuals also as elements, no? So this include the very persons involved the very members of the school. So you have the teachers, the students, the stakeholders, the community. Culture, nabanggit natin kanina, shared values, norms, traditions that shape the school environment. politics as an element, no? The power relations that actually influence decisions, no? Diba? Ano yung napansin ninyo, no? Those uh, who are in power usually are the ones in control, no? Of the decision making. Natural kasi yun yung that goes with the that goes with the position that they hold, no? So for example, the deans, no, who are in power to decide for matters concerning the college, no, that's the dean. In the same way that if we talk about the structure of DepEd, the one in power that decides for matters that concern the school would be the principal, no? So kapag program yan, yung program coordinator, no? Pero kapag ano yan, kapag course, yung subject teacher, ba? Core processes, the teaching learning process as the central activity of schools. Definitely, since uh, the primary function of the school is for education, then therefore, we could not depart from the teaching and learning processes as core processes. Although there are other processes or services, no, that's the main or the primary process. The environment. Okay, the environment would not only talk about the structure, yung mga buildings, no? It also talks about the ano ba yan, atmosphere. O meron bang atmosphere of acceptance, of inclusivity, o wala bang threat, no? Okay? Pati yung community resources, no? Kung saan nakasituate yung school. No? Ano napansin ninyo? Merong uh, there is there is a goal that in every barangay or municipality there should at least be what? How many schools? No? So kasi syempre pag basic education, that's a right eh. It is enshrined in our constitution that as much as possible, basic education must be accessible to all. No? Pero dahil sa UNIFAS, di ba, meron yung um, higher education, kasama na ang higher education that it must be accessible to all. No? Kaya napansin ninyo, wala na kayong binabayaran sa CSU kapag state universities and colleges kayo nag-aral. Okay? Outcomes. Ano ba ang kasama sa mga targets ng schools? Kapag higher education, syempre, na dapat ay there must be outcomes, learning outcomes that are observed in concrete indicators like percentage of passing rate in board examinations. No? That's the very outcome that schools desire for higher education. Otherwise, the program may be what? May be recommended for closure. No? Nabalitaan nyo yung University of Manila na ang kanilang Bachelor of Laws o yung kanilang Juris Doctor program ay pinaklose kasi for the longest time parang wala ata o konti ang passers. Ganun din po sa mga iba't ibang programs sa university, no? Kapag merong program na konti ang passing rate or walang passing rate, nire-recommend yun na mag-close. No? So, outcomes. Ano ba ang outcomes para sa inyo? May mga individual outcomes ba? Mayroon. Ang makakuha ng dean's list, president list. No? No matter what the cost. Di ba may mga ganon? Walang pakialam. Basta mag-dean's list at mag-president's list. Feedback loops. Are what is the mechanism in feedbacking? No? Like, are parents involved? No? Kaya nga meron kayong, di ba, merong mga consultations with parents. No? Pag kayo ay nag-practicum, di ba, merong, ano ba yon? Ano ba yung pinning? May mga activities na laging kasama ang parents. At lalong-lalo na for parents to be given feedback as to their um, children's status. No? Sa elementary o sa basic education, ginagawa yan. Ganon din naman sa higher education, ginagawa din naman yan. For the purpose of what? Helping the student or the child um, in terms of whatever concerns he or she has in his or her studies. Okay? Now, the school as a community is viewed what? Emphasizing or taking into consideration the interconnectedness of all stakeholders. No? So as a community, it is actually a miniature community according to John Dewey, di ba? And as a community, it has a structure. It composes of a group of individuals, no? Who are these? Students, teachers, staff, administrators, parents, and even the local residents in the community. And all of these individuals do work towards a common goal. Di ba ganun naman sa community, no? And that there is a culture, norm, standard way of behavior, or even values, no, that is being shared by all of these individuals that make up the school as a community. Okay? What are the characteristics of school as a community? No? There must be inclusivity and belongingness. There must be shared values and norms. There are collaborative relationships. No? There is a community involvement. There is a safe and supportive environment. And there are collective responsibilities. No? So all of these are characterizations of school as a community. No? Kapag sinabi nating inclusivity, irrespective or regardless of your sex, age, or even religious affiliation, di ba? Makikita ninyo yung diversity. No? And amidst the diversity, there is inclusivity. No? There is a sharing of values and norms. Natural kasi we make we make just one organizational culture. No? And whatever is imbibed or engraved to you in terms of values and norms or in terms of practices would all form part of your of that culture that you embrace, no? Kaya ano bang culture ang meron? A culture that looks unto what? Tangible outcomes like awards, ganun ba? Yun ba ang importante para sa inyo? No? Siyempre kasi hindi naman tayo mabibigyan ng um, mga excellence seal, no? Or rewards from community organizations kung hindi maganda ang ating performance, di ba? Okay, collaborative relationship, alam nyo na yan. Dapat ay collaborative. No? Meaning to say, you look into the kind of relationship that you share with your teachers. No? Irrespective of some differences, I hope that, sabi nga dyan, collaborative. Pag sinabing collaborative, there still is open communication and mutual support. And that respect must always be there. No? Ayan. Then we also have the school as a learning community. Kanina, the school as a community, but this one, meron siyang adjective that is as a learning community. So what is meant here is that as a learning community, it must not only be a place where you acquire knowledge, skills, values, and attitudes, but it must be a place where there is a continuous learning and improvement. No? And that means that it's not only about cognitive development, that as a learning community, the school must be a place where you develop holistically. No? So sabi nga nila, walang kwenta kapag matatalino lang ang mga estudyante. Dapat ay meron ding meron ding angking talino, meron ding puso para magbigay ng serbisyo. No? Sabi nga nila, cognitive, affective, psychomotor, no? All other aspects of development must be considered. No? So this is to ensure that there is what? A collective growth. Now, what are the characteristics of school as a learning community? No, so, walang pagkakaiba. May similarity dun sa mga naunang nabanggit. Unan, meron dapat shared vision. No? So, there must be what? There must be, ano bang tawag doon? Mutuality in terms of goals and direction of the school. Ano ba ang gusto nating mangyari? No? Ano ba ang nasa OPCR ng DIN? No? Ano ba ang kailangan nating ma-achieve as a learning community? Okay? There must be a collaborative culture. Kung ano ang goals, kailangan merong mutuality as to how we work towards those goals. Merong inquiry and innovation. No? Sabi nga nila, we don't just rest on our laurels, but we innovate as much as possible. We must explore new means and ways of learning, methods of learning. Ito, halimbawa, no, we don't just look into what what is traditionally practiced in class. No? When the COVID-19 was um, um, when there was an onslaught of the COVID-19, no, we open our doors to blended learning. No? So, ang graduate education, for example, o yung mga nagmamastera at nagdo-doctoral sa university natin, um, um, we do blended learning. No? So, we mix face-to-face with that of online. So, this can be innovative ways to reach out to students, even to the other parts of the world. No? Kasi meron tayong mga estudyante from other countries like Hawaii. No? So yung mga Filipinos from other countries working in other countries could be enrolled in our graduate education. And these are innovative ways of reaching out to these students. No? Continuous improvement. No? Ano bang mga nakikita yung mga continuous improvement sa university, no? Not only in infrastructure, but even in human resource development, di ba? So your teachers, for example, after are mandated to take their doctoral degree as soon as they finish their masteral degree kasi part of what is expected of them is continuous professional development. Okay? Focus on learning that there must be mutual trust, respect, and support. Oh, di ba? Tingnan ninyo, kailangan merong mutual trust, respect, and support. Oh. So, hindi tayo magkaaway dito. No? Hindi tayo dapat mag-away-away katulad ng sinasabi ng conflict theory. Although kung minsan, katulad ng pamilya, hindi maiiwasan, merong mga disagreements. Pero ang maganda ay merong merong tamang paraan at avenue para isettle ang mga disagreements. Now, part also of the concept that is being brought out in this topic on the school as a social system is the community of practice. Ano ba yung community of practice? It's a group of people who share a common concern, a set of problems, or a passion about a topic, and who deepen their knowledge and expertise in this area by interacting on an ongoing basis. No? So katulad ng sa mga faculty, kapag especially if they handle the same subjects or courses, no? Pumapasok dito yung team teaching, no? So, if for instance we share the same area of specialization or of interest, kung sa counseling sana ay meron silang tinatawag na case conferencing. Meron din yan sa education, di ba? There is a community of practice Meaning to say, you don't just you actually would confer with a community or with your colleagues or with other teachers. Katulad ng sa inyo, meron kayong peer tutoring. May ganun ba kayo? May peer mentoring or peer tutoring ba kayo? Ginagawa nyo ba yan? Or yung collaborative learning. Alam niyo ba yung collaborative learning? You organize study groups. Ginagawa nyo ba yan? Okay? Like when there are, not only when there are tasks assigned to you, but even in reviewing, for example, you establish a review body. No? So, ganun din ito. No? Now, there are core elements of community of practice. One is the domain, or there must be a shared area of interest. No? So, this provides focus and identity for the community. No? So, it signifies a shared area of learning and competence. No? So, halimbawa, kayong mga BPED majors, meron kayong power na organization, di ba? Ano, para saan ang power na organization? This is a community of practice actually. Is it not when you have concerns as BPED majors, do you confer it with the power organization? What is the authority of the power over you as BPED students? Is it not that part of the program of the organization is that what? It actually develops services or programs for BPED students for your welfare as BPED students. Diba? Kaya nga, diba, part of your program is what? To recognize achievers, BPED achievers. Kaya meron kayo nung activity ninyo nung last time na, ano ba yung ginawa nyo last time, diba? Dean's list and President's list kayo. Tama ba? O, separate to that of the visits. Pero dati ginagawa natin yan, di ba? Pero ginagawa natin yan na with visits. Ngayon, dahil meron na kayong power over the BPED students to come up with services and programs exclusively for BPED. So, sana kasama din dyan yung mga actually kasama siguro dyan, for sure, yung mga hindi lang clean and green na mga activities. Depende yan sa Gantt chart ninyo at sa goals and objectives din ng organization. Pero ang pinupunto ko lang ay na ang power can be a community of practice. No? So like when you, for example, siguro organize a seminar for BPED students. No? So it is an avenue where all BPED students are brought together for a particular activity or service. Okay? Then, we also have relationships and interaction, the social structure of the community of practice. Oh? So, members engage in activities, discussions, and knowledge sharing. So, ito yung sinasabi ko kanina, no? Na kapag nag-organize ang power, halimbawa ng mga activities, no? Ito ay isang oportunidad para maka-interact kayo ng mga ibang members din ng community na yan. Okay? Then we have shared resources and knowledge. No? So the practice is the specific knowledge, methods, tools, stories, and documents that members share, develop, and refine over time. Okay? So it reflects with what the community has learned through its interactions and experiences. So it's not only that you interact, but that there must be outputs, no? That there must be corresponding changes also that is seen based on your interactions or on the activities that you initiate. No? So, siguro baka kailangan ng values, values session, no? Values reorientation, no? Kailangan niyo pa ba yun? Hindi na siguro. Kasi masyado ng wow ang values ng mga BPED. Di ba? Okay. So, um, um, shared resources and knowledge. So, yan. We also have examples. So these are examples of COPs in schools now. Okay? So grade level teams sa basic ed, subject area team sa basic ed pa rin, pero pwede rin sa higher ed. No? So, mga cross-disciplinary teams. No? So ito yung sinasabi ko kanina, pwede yung power as considered as a cross-disciplinary. Ay, hindi rin. Hindi pala. So, teachers daw from different subjects, kaya pala siya cross-disciplinary. Okay? Pero siguro sa subject area, kasi parehas kayo na BPED. Ang ganun. Okay? Technology integration teams. Now, we also have the concept of SLAC or School Learning Action Cells. No? So these are structured small group of teachers who meet regularly to collaboratively solve specific problems related to teaching and learning. No? So this is a form of professional learning community, no? Specifically designed to promote continuous improvement in instructional practices and student outcomes through data-driven action and reflection. Sa DepEd, meron sila niyan, kanilang professional learning community. In fact, meron silang mga professional development opportunities. Sila na ang nag-o-organize ng mga professional development opportunities for their teachers, no, exclusively in basic education. Okay, so what are the key principles? Focus on student learning. They are data-driven when it comes to decision making. There is collaborative inquiry. They are action-oriented. They actually also practice reflection and evaluation. They embrace continuous improvement and shared responsibility. No? So, yung mga SLAC na yan, katulad ng nabanggit natin, ang pinaka-primary objective nila ay that they converge, they meet, no? Either in a big group or in small groups, no? Specifically, siguro, halimbawa, para makagawa sila ng module, no? Or para mag-organize sila ng professional development activity para sa mga kapwa nila guro or kahit para sa mga estudyante, no? So mga learning sessions para sa mga estudyante, no? So yun yung concept na SNAP. Okay? So I think that's where the topic ends. If you have reached this far, that means that you were able to finish listening to this topic. So with that, thank you and God bless.